Patrick Mahomes has been having a very good season. And I know, with hot takes like that, I'll probably get put on First Take soon. But as good as he's been, there's one thing in particular I want to talk about. And that's his ability to run around in the pocket and run out of the pocket. Let me show you what I mean with this play. It's a 3rd and 15, so Oakland's okay with giving up anything short. However, one thing worth mentioning is they only have a 3-man rush on this play. Personally, I've never been a fan of only rushing 3 on a 3rd down and long. However, it ends up working out, largely because of Shalik Calhoun. He's going to take on not just one Chief here, but 2, and he gets by both of them pretty quickly. However, let's rewind a bit and look at Kansas City center Mitch Morse. He's going to have a big time block here. This is going to allow Mahomes to pretty easily move up in the pocket. However, this is where Mahomes does something I really like. He's moving forward and he's near the line of scrimmage. A lot of guys would try to make the throw then, but Mahomes shows great patience here. He ends up running towards the sideline and makes an incredible off-balance throw to Kelsey. One thing about the players in the league that can make an off-balance throw that effectively, other than Aaron Rodgers, I'm not sure if I could think of a single one that can make a play like that. His ability to roll out of the pocket is one of the things that makes him so fun to watch. And here's another great example of that. On this play, Oakland's going to have 7 men on the line, which in theory will confuse Kansas City's offensive line and could allow a defender to make a clean break at Mahomes. Also, never mind that Tyreek Hill graphic on the screen. The broadcast team had it on for pretty much the entire beginning of the play, so I couldn't really get rid of it. It's also not even close to be pointing at Tyreek Hill, so I'm not really sure what was going on there. But regardless, this is the route concept that the Chiefs will be running. And Kansas City can have a pretty good guess that this is going to be some sort of a blitz, being that there's so many Raiders on the line. If it is a blitz, that almost definitely means that the Raiders would be in man coverage, meaning that Chris Conley would be open for about 7 or 8 yards and could potentially gain a few more yards and get the first down. So in a typical play, that would probably be where Mahomes would look. However, Oakland corner Nick Nelson ended up lining up in the neutral zone. This is going to draw a flag, and Patrick Mahomes knows it. He's not even thinking about gaining some yards or potentially getting the first down here. He's thinking home run. Since he knows a blitz is probably coming, he almost instantly sprints to the outside of the pocket. And from there, he makes another play that almost no player in the league could make. From a full sprint to the outside, he throws an absolute dime to Travis Kelce. It wasn't a touchdown. Travis Kelce ended up getting ruled down. However, it was still a ridiculous play by Patrick Mahomes, and it led to a big gain. Speaking of ridiculous plays on a run, here's another great example of that. Oakland's in a cover 3 with a shadow on Tyreek Hill, and this is the route concept that Kansas City is going to be running. And as you see, there's a very small window at the end of Demetrius Harris's route where he'll be open. However, once again, Calhoun's going to be a factor on this play. Many players would go to the outside to try to contain Mahomes. However, he's going to break to the inside of the pocket, which is a pretty good move as it allows him to get by Schwartz. Although the problem with that is now it allows Mahomes to roll outside the pocket. Mahomes is so good at throwing on the run, he's still able to make a perfect throw despite being off balance. If a high schooler made a play like this, his coach would tell him to never do it again. However, if it keeps working, might as well keep doing it. There's one more play I want to talk about when it comes to Patrick Mahomes, and this one's a little bit different. It's a 3rd down and 1, and it's going to end up being a read option play. Mahomes can hand the ball off to a halfback or run to the top of the screen. The player for Mahomes to watch is going to be Karl Joseph. If Joseph runs to the middle of the screen, then Mahomes should take it himself and run to the outside. However, if Joseph runs to the outside, then Mahomes should just give the ball to his halfback. At least that's what you would typically do in an RPO here. However, the X factor is Travis Kelce is blocking. If you're Karl Joseph, you would assume that if it's a running play, Kelce would just let you run by him, as that would essentially take you out of the play. And if Mahomes is going to run it, then Kelce would move up the block. However, Kelce doesn't move up the block, but instead kind of lets Joseph run by him. Although Kelce could be doing this just to try to trick Joseph, meaning that Joseph now has reason to believe that he's getting fooled and it actually is going to be a handoff. Then the question becomes, is Kelce trying to fool Joseph into thinking that Mahomes isn't going to take the ball himself? Or is Kelce trying to fool Joseph by thinking he's trying to fool Joseph, and in reality it's going to be a handoff the entire time? This play essentially becomes the battle of wits to the death scene in The Princess Bride.
You've beaten my giant, which means you're exceptionally strong. So you could have put the poison in your own goblet, trusting on your strength to save you, so I can clearly not choose the wine in front of you. But you've also bested my Spaniard, which means you must have studied. And in studying, you must have learned that man is mortal, so you would have put the poison as far from yourself as possible, so I can clearly not choose the wine in front of me.
Joseph at the last second guesses that it's a handoff, but at this point it's too late. Mahomes is able to just run by him. Although looking at it a little closer, even if Joseph was right, Tyreek Hill ended up being left wide open, and Mahomes could have almost certainly thrown it to him for a first down. At first, it looks like a guessing game. However, when you look a little closer, you realize Kansas City was almost guaranteed to convert on this play. On plays like this, opposing defenses are left guessing which glass has the poison in it, when in reality,
they were both poisoned. I spent the last few years building up an immunity to iocane powder.
And now I'm just waiting for him to reveal he's been throwing with his non-dominant hand this whole time.
I'm not left-handed either.
If there's a player you'd like to see me make a video on in the future, let me know in the comments below. And as always, thanks for watching.
We like sports and we don't care who knows. From shooting hoops to the Super Bowl. We like sports and we don't care who knows. Football, tennis, hockey, golf. The game is starting, everyone is here. I got my snacks, my friends, and a beer.